Hi guys, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. I miss you guys a lot. I just want to check in with you and give you the general protocols for our online classes. So, my plan right now is to post assignments and a video explaining those assignments on Mondays. No matter what our class schedule is, like our scheduled class time, you will get assignments on Monday, and those won't be due until Friday, anytime before midnight. All right. On the days that we have scheduled class time, um, you'll need to check in. I'll post a little video. It'll probably be word study. I'll teach you a word. We'll talk about its roots. I'll teach you the sign language like we always do. And then you will post a comment or answer a question, or I'll give you a little task to complete. Your responses, that's how I'll count your attendance for those class times. Okay. Um, so assignments on Monday, due Friday. Check in on scheduled class times. Make sure you answer the warm-ups. And then I'll try to have a Google Meet conference once a week. I'm thinking Fridays, where I'll just be kind of waiting in there, and you guys can stop by, say hello, ask questions. I'm certainly available. You can email me. Um, the comments on Google Classroom worked well with the freshmen. I will be on Google Classroom the same times you guys are during your scheduled class periods to answer any questions. So even right through the comments is fine. And I can clarify any confusion or offer help. And then if anyone wanted like a private Google Meet to talk about specific issues, I'm certainly available. It doesn't have to be any certain time of day. Whatever works for you, just reach out, let me know, and we can schedule a little meeting. All right, I think that's probably it. All right, so I didn't post assignments for you on Monday for this week because you didn't know what to expect. So I didn't post a whole lot. I'm not going to assign you a whole lot for this week. For this week, I just want you to revise those essays that you wrote on technology and education, which is incredibly relevant right now. So a couple things about those essays. You guys did a really good job. I had one student get 100 right off the bat, which never happens with the first draft. Number of kids got 90s. Many kids, it was like 70s or up. So you guys did do a really good job with those. Everyone has to revise them, even the person who got a 100, because now we have a new experience. We're completely learning from home. And I think you could probably add a paragraph, or at least, incorporate your experiences right now. You're in a unique position to offer some insight on that. So I want to see some of that incorporated into those essays. Talk about what's going on right now, what problems you're having, concerns, the positives. Okay. So anybody, no matter what your grade, can add that. Okay. A little anecdotal evidence, right? But overall, the big issues were word choice, saying things like good or bad, repeating the same word choice over and over again. That was a big problem. You can use Thesaurus online, and that'll give you a bunch of different synonyms that you could possibly use. So you want to aim for sophisticated word choice. Elaboration. So many of you had really great ideas, but then you didn't give me any specific examples. So you might have said that kids getting distracted by technology in the classroom was a huge issue, and that was what your paragraph was about. But then you didn't give me any specific examples of the teacher might be giving an important lecture, but this one's playing Snake or whatever that game is you guys play during my class. Okay, so you need to elaborate. So have a focus, right? I have focus on there as well. Each paragraph should have one strong focus that you prove to me with examples, specific examples. Make me concerned, make me believe you, okay? Let's see, rhetorical devices was another problem. On the outline, there was a box that said example of ethos, pathos, or logos. A number of you identified those examples from an article. So you might have, in your paragraph, you're talking about distractions, say, and then you say, this is an example of logos because such and such. That's not what I was looking for. I didn't want you to identify examples of rhetoric. I wanted you to use rhetoric in your essays. So in your paragraph about distractions, right? I wanted you to either use logos by incorporating facts, or use pathos by making us feel concerned or happy or interested, whatever. You're making us feel something. Okay. Ethos. Have a quote from someone credible. You don't have to say, hey, this is ethos, but I want you to try using those rhetorical devices. That's what they're for. That's why I'm teaching them to you. They are helpful. If you use rhetoric, you'll be more convincing. Okay. So I didn't want you to find examples of ethos, pathos, and logos. I wanted you to try to create those examples and use those examples to be more persuasive. Okay. And then cite your sources. So don't forget, when you're using a quote, and you guys used great quotes, or any information that's not your own, you need to tell me who said it, where you got it, and why we should even trust this person. So you can't just give me a name and says, Tim Smith said blah, blah, blah. Who's Tim Smith? You have to tell me why I should trust this guy. Is he an expert? Does he have experience? Is he knowledgeable? Where did you see this information? So you have to give me all that. That's how you become credible, right? That's how I will trust your opinion. Let's see. Word choice, elaboration, rhetorical devices. All right. So the grading of the essays is important, okay? Because I had to do it a little differently. I graded all your essays on paper. I printed them out, millions of comments, and they are still sitting on my desk. I was hoping I could call you up and conference with you one-on-one. That's not going to happen. So what I did do is borrowing my daughter's iPad, because it allows me to actually write on your papers. So when you open up your first draft of your essays that's graded and been returned now, you'll see that there's your copy, and then there's a PDF copy, I believe, and that has writing all over it. I sat and graded those like they were on paper. That version, you're not going to be able to like erase the comments or anything. It's a second copy for you to look at and refer to, and then you'll still have your Google draft to make the corrections. Okay. And I put comments on everyone's paper, all over them. And then in the private comments where I put your grade on Google Drive, on Google Classroom, maybe I wrote 80. I told you what it kind of scored on the rubric. On the assignment, I'm going to post a spot where you can submit your final draft for Friday. I'm going to have probably a few model essays for you to look at. I'll just block out the names or erase the names. I will post the rubric again. Okay. And then that's where you will submit your new revised version on Friday. I almost asked if there was any questions. If there are any questions, just comment below the video and I'll get back to you during class time today. And I'll check it multiple times throughout the day. So if you weren't sure about the schedule or something, don't worry about it. I'm on here a couple times a day. All right. I miss you guys. Can't wait to see your revised essays. Keep up the good work.